Today Counter-Strike 2 received one of the smallest update, only a few megabytes in size, but it still brings some important change that I'll talk about. We'll also cover VACnet 3.0's performance, how the number 2 player in the premier matchmaking ladder with a 35,000 rating, the new dance replacement in CS2 and much more. It's going to be an interesting video, so make sure to like it now and let's get started. Let's begin with the update and specifically its change log. But there's no change log here, so let's check if there was any update at all. Yes, something did get released today. The update is only a few megabytes in size, and according to sources like Prom, Country and others, the changes were focused on fixing a leak that could expose your IP address while playing, making the game unsafe. This isn't the first time something like this has happened in Counter-Strike. It seems like a similar issue was fixed in CS2 before, but I missed the moment when it reappeared. If the video were only about the update, it could end here, but let's continue. As you know, the premier matchmaking leaderboard in Counter-Strike 2 is swarming with cheaters. A few days ago the leaderboard looked like this, but recently, as reported by the VACnet Twitter account, the number 2 spot in the premier matchmaking ladder with 102 wins is held by a player named Nacho God, with a rating of 35,000, a KD ratio of 3.58, a win rate of 91% and 86% headshot accuracy. It's quite clear this player is highly suspicious. Now let's take a look at how the number 2 player in the premier matchmaking ladder plays. Of course, you've probably already guessed that this player is obviously cheating, especially when you watch his first moments in the match. He doesn't even try to hide it and couldn't care less if he gets banned, and most likely won't unless Valve manually takes action, which sometimes happens with top ladder players. And judging by the behavior of his opponents, it seems they're also using cheats. I'm curious how Valve even approves applications to the premier matchmaking leaderboard, as you need to submit your in-game name and after a while it appears on the leaderboard. Why isn't there any sort of verification process? Even if not manually, at least there could be some automated checks before adding players to the leaderboard. I understand that there are many leaders, but at least suspicious players could be flagged and at the very least not shown to everyone. But don't get discouraged just yet. Recently, CS2 News showed some rare clips, though they are quite rare, they still exist in matchmaking. There is a chance that VACnet 3.0 could cancel a match if a cheater is detected, but the likelihood of that happening is so small that whenever a match is cancelled, we see posts about it on Reddit and Twitter. By the way, not many people know this, but back in CSGO, many thought that Valve dealt with cheaters better. Perhaps that's partly true, but those of you who've been following my Overwatch CSGO series know that about 70% of cheaters we watched in Overwatch demos didn't get banned for a whole year after they were reported. In CSGO, as you can imagine, only around 30% of cheaters were banned, and that's at best, mostly because they kept cheating. Let's end on a positive note. On February 16th, Aquarius showed some new animation bugs in Counter-Strike 2. Some moments look pretty uninteresting, but in the right circumstances they can be hilarious. It's a replacement for the dance emote that was removed from the game a long time ago. It's not entirely clear, but it looks like you just need to move the crosshair up and down. There's also another variant from a user with a nickname featuring dual Berettas. While we're still waiting for the cache map, which I mention in every video, I decided to take a moment to highlight some of the maps released in CS2 over the past year. CS2 has an enormous number of maps that deserve attention but haven't made it into the official game yet. For example, there's the Grail map, which has this fairy tale or Disneyland-like theme. Feel free to comment if you recognize it. Then there's the Contract map, which is already available in the Steam Workshop. All of the maps I'm showing today are well designed and would fit perfectly in CS2. There's also a map called Wrecked, logically, which is beautifully crafted and definitely worth checking out. And this map regularly gets updates, and after the recent changes, its size increased to 3 GB, likely due to texture upgrades, making it now 2.5 GB. Another map called Trash is also quite impressive. Feel free to mention any other workshop maps that remind you of these. There's also the Deboulder map, which some of you might remember from one of my earlier videos. Some of you might recall the Extraction map from CSGO's, and now its CS2 version is in the works. Take a look at how amazing it looks now. Lastly, before we say goodbye, buy. Here's an interesting in-game moment. That's all for today. Thank you for watching the video to the end. This was Reveal. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Good luck everyone, and see you in the next damn video.